these little things come in handy too.
That's what the poster thing here, you know. Okay, it's for. I gotta have something.
Getting ready for Mom's 90th birthday party. Hi, Mom. Hi, Pauline. And then there's Becky, working so hard.
Very hard.
Right, Becky?
Yep. Turn around back here. I want to see your butt.
We don't want to see your butt.
Hey.
Here's the tables
That's the one that picture below
with the
my-
purses.
Cafe.
Looks so cute. We hope the flowers aren't dead tomorrow. Where'd you get the flowers?
My garden.
Oh,
Beautiful, aren't they?
they are. Smile.
I am.
Hard to tell.
What does this look like on his chin?
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dear Thelma and Candy. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Here, you need to be videotaped.
Very good.
Like that.
You're in trouble now. Yeah, now you're on.
Can I videotape, please?
Oh, honey, I'm afraid that if you drop it, it would break it.
I won't drop it.
I know, honey. Hey, Lowell, what are you looking at?
Trying to get that figured out. What time are we actually going to serve it, think?
12.
Should I do anything with the punch yet?
Well, pretty soon. It isn't all that soft.
Thanks for coming.
Look at that other woman, that other, what do you call her? The other mother. The other mother, is that what he said?
Who's here? The other brother.
Hello, Michelle. Name, state your name and your
Yeah,
relationship to Grandma.
State your name and purpose. Hey, hi.
We're doing interviews. Hi.
I decline.
I'd be wondering why the.
Maybe I should take him out for a little bit to run around. Daddy lies.
Well, I think it's okay. Look at this.
You're kidding me.
How is punch delivered?
What do you know there, kid? Not much.
Yeah. Smile. Say, you're my favorite grandson.
Grandson. Oh my.
So it's, yeah. Ryan. Ryan. Ryan.
I love Daddy.
Hey Ryan. Look at me, Ryan. Go.
We want to see Hey. We want to tag.
Do something cute.
Scaring me.
I'm scaring you?
Praise for the day that you have made, and for being here to celebrate 90 wonderful years of blessing and faithfulness by which you have called your servant Thelma and blessed her, that we may rejoice in her as family and friends, and giving thanks to you for all these great times and memories that we've had together. So together we say, come Lord Jesus, be our guest, and let these gifts and us be blessed. Amen.
Yay, Cody. Yay, Cody. I don't miss the
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to
To the barn, gone and buried.
Mother? You see what we have to put up with? I'm elected, I'm the oldest now, I guess. Kathleen, and have a short, hopefully, little speech. Play a couple of songs for you, if they can. They just had mother-daughter contest. We've been taking lessons for about 4 years now. Harry's taken at least that many. Years ago, when my son was taking piano lessons, believe it or not, wanted to quit. In fact, did quit taking piano lessons. So I said, you know, I wish my parents would have had me take piano lessons. Trying to convince Justin that maybe he should continue and keep on going. And his answer to me was, Dad, it's not too late yet, so you still can. I don't think I'd ever get there. Anyway.
They had you take ballet.
recital too, which was too somewhat nice. That was also brought up at the talk we had about my father made me take dance lessons. Just like he got me a job working on they paid for all summer, trying to build me up and get me in better shape for football. I don't know if it ever worked. I know the dance lesson, it just killed me. Anyway, maybe my family, Rochelle is 32, lives in Sioux Falls in a group home. She's severely and profoundly physically handicapped. Justin is 31 and has a degree in mortuary science, and he lives in Moline. And Erin is 28. She's married to Brian Rabel really from Spencer. They live in Indianapolis. Erin is a chiropractor, and my youngest daughter is right outside the point to me. And she will be in 5th grade. And without anything else, who's next? Becky. It didn't work for me either.
I don't think it's on, is it? Yeah. Did it work? Real close. Okay, Thelma, this is your life. Thelma Jeanette Holt was born on May 10, 1916, to Eddie and Annie Holt. Thelma was born at the farmhouse where she grew up, southwest of Riceland. Her father was a farmer and milked Holstein cows, and her mother was a farm wife who took care of her 10 children and also was a midwife in the surrounding area. They were a typical Norwegian family, hard work, church, and good food. Thelma was the 4th child born into the family. She grew up helping her father and 2 older brothers on the farm by washing a milk separator, working in the sugar corn, and carrying wood to the wood box. Mom, I didn't know you knew how to do all that. Our families grew up hearing stories of how her sister, Emmeline, fell into the manure spreader and barely had a scratch, and how Arlene fell backwards onto the belt of the engine that pumped water and flipped her over several times. Thelma has fond memories of days spent riding their horse, Rosie. She helped her mother wash clothes in a wash tub where she had to help carry the water to heat it on the stove and wash the clothes by hand. She also helped her bake for the large family. Grandma Holt was quite a good cook, especially baking bread. She would bake, on average, 13 loaves of bread every other day. She really could have used a bread machine, I think. Grandma Holt was also quite hospitable, and they had frequent guests for meals. One story Mom remembers is when there were guests for a meal, Grandpa Holt would announce to the children, FHB. This stood for Family Hold Back, which would remind the family not to eat so much that there would be enough food for the guests. I don't think it would have worked at my house, but Thelma attended a country school called the Homedal School, which was a half a mile or so from her home. She walked to school with her siblings. She had a good friend, Carrie, who was also her neighbor. They told me about the time they begged their favorite teacher, Mrs. Blum, to let them stay overnight at her house. She had a real bathtub in a real kitchen. She had a real bathtub in a real bathroom, as opposed to a wash tub in the middle of the kitchen. We started laughing there. They had a great time slipping and sliding in the beautiful tub until Miss Blum appeared with a look of dismay on her face, as all the water was now on the floor instead of in the tub. Thelma and Carrie were also quite good singers. They would sing at the theater in Rake during intermission. We will now have a short rendition by Carrie and Thelma. Hit it, girls.
That's okay, I'm just kidding.
After Thelma finished her schooling, she did housework for several different families in the area. It was a big event to go to town on Saturday night, and I think they only went like once a month or something like that. Another story was when they all went to town one Saturday night, and I don't know how they all got in one car, but when they got back home, they couldn't find Clarice. And it turns out that they had left her in town and found her wandering the streets trying to find a way home. It seems another time they were driving down the road and Gladys, the oldest daughter in the family, fell out of the rumble seat and lost all of her candy. The other children were then forced to share their candy, and they were not pleased. Thelma met Lowell Roberts when she was around 16 years old at a dance in Bryceland. Lowell dated Thelma's sister Gladys first until Thelma stole him away. Lowell lived in Wells and would walk the approximately 20 or 25 miles to the Holt farm as often as he could, which was usually once a week, so that he could take Tim, his nickname for Thelma, to the dance. Lowell and Thelma dated for several years and got married in 1935. They moved a lot early in their marriage as Lowell was a lineman for REA. They lived in Wells, Ray, Garrettson, South Dakota, and I know there was more, but we just couldn't remember them all. And they eventually moved to Pipestone, where their first child, Levon, was born in 1936. 4 years later, Richard was born on November 11, 1940, the famous Armistice Day blizzard. Tragedy struck in 1945 when 5-year-old Dickie died of leukemia. In 1946, they moved to Soy City and lived in the downstairs of the former Hilda Fosgren house. Another son, Steve, was born in this house in 1946. Melvin and Carolyn Crum lived in the upstairs of the house, and they had many fun times together. Lowell and his father built the house where Thelma currently lives in 1946. Lowell then began working for Interstate Power Company, and Thelma was a stay-at-home mother, regular June Cleaver. Kathleen was born in 1949, and in 1955, another beautiful baby girl, Rebecca, was born. Lowell and Thelma always kept close to their family. Practically every Sunday was spent back at the Holt farm. All of his cousins have many fond memories of the Sundays we spent together, playing games outside in the lawn, playing by the gravel pit, and watching Bonanza with Grandpa and Uncle Clifford. It seems that one day, Thelma decided to drive over to Arlo and Levon, her brother's house, after visiting her parents. Levon remembers seeing Thelma's car come flying over the hill with the dust just a-flying. She pulled into the driveway and was horrified to find 12-year-old Steve hanging onto the luggage rack on top of the car for dear life. I'm sure he got an earful. Lowell and Thelma started vacationing in Texas in 1978, which they continued for many years, and Thelma still continues to go sometimes. They were blessed with 13 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. Thank you, Mom, for everything. We love you. Now we will have my sister Kathy tell another story that's backed by popular demand.
This was told at Mom and Dad's 50th anniversary party, and it is a true story.
You're supposed to get the mic, you can't hear you.
I don't want to hold the mic. And some of the relatives requested that we tell it again, so I am. Becky's car was being repaired by a mechanic a couple of miles out of town. He was very slow in getting it fixed, so Mom and Dad decided to take the interstate truck out, pull it home one evening. What they didn't know was that the brakes had been disconnected. So Dad hooked up the car with a 20-foot log chain and began pulling the car with Mom driving it. From the beginning, it was a disaster. Mom began weaving from one side of the road to the other, barely making it through a bridge. Soon they had to turn a corner. Mom proceeded to hit the stop sign, breaking it off, went down one side of the ditch, crossed the road, down to the other side of the ditch. This all happened without my dad noticing. It must have been dark. About 1 mile later, Dad looked back and noticed Mom waving frantically at him. He slowed down, and Mom was coming too fast with no brakes, hit Dad from behind. Dad went on a little farther, and she hit him again. First one headlight, and then the other. Finally, she stopped, and there was a brief exchange of words. Dad, why did you stop, Thelma? And Mom, what are you trying to do, kill me? They hooked the car up again and decided to switch places with Dad driving the car. Mom drove very carefully and slowly into town, pulled carefully around the back of the house, and parked the truck. She leaned out of the window and hollered, "Is this okay?" To her surprise, there was no load and no car. She drove back to where she had stopped. She found Dad and the car in the same spot. I guess the chain came unhooked. And if you know my dad, he was in a real happy mood.
A couple of things that I've said it 1,000 times would amaze me. You know, it's one thing to build your own house. It's another thing to build your own basement and do all the stuff that my dad did. But to dig the basement, and not with a, whatever they use, backhoe and all that. He dug it by hand. And my dad and my grandpa, I think that's amazing. I couldn't do that for nothing. In the world. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for coming.
I have, just a minute, I have a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't informed about the relative. I'm not sure, is this allowed?
A little short one. So I was told that when Thelma was a little girl, when someone would ask her what her name was, she would always say Thelma, Eddie Hove's daughter. Well, our mother told her that this was wrong. She must say, "I'm Thelma Hove." So the next day, the preacher spoke to her at Sunday school and said, "Well, hello, little girl. Aren't you Eddie Hove's daughter?" Thelma replied, "Well, I thought I was, but my mother says I'm not."
It'd be hard to follow that. If there's nothing else, we actually are done. Again, thank you for coming. Another 10 years, we'll do this again, Mom.
Where did she go dancing all the time? Okay, all right.
Big
home, and we haven't opened, we might need to know some stuff, so, but I'll call if I.
You could probably do it right now. You want to?